welcome to the 22nd July illustration. Today I'm going to again mimic what's on the previous page, and having played around with the new color, the Prussian green, I realized in the end that I think something like brown orange would look really lovely with this color palette. And so my attempt is to keep everything the same in terms of colors, except for also adding a few accents of like this muted orange type of a color, neutral orange. So again, I'm going to create a cluster of 3 flowers. I really enjoyed those. Sorry if they are repetitive, but I find it quite therapeutic and relaxing to paint something that is already known to me, so something that I have done already. And the other thing I realized now when editing is that I forgot to add those little beads on the previous page, which I will do, I think, either at the end of the video or off camera. But I will definitely do it here as well. So this time I decided to bring the wine in on the other side. Usually on this page I would bring it from the right into the left, and then here I decided to go from the left to the top of the page, and that also sits quite nicely. So yeah, I am adding pointy leaves sporadically here and there, some a little bit smaller, some pointing different directions, and I think this is what makes it look quite nice when you change up the way the leaves are facing and pointing. So here are the beads that I mentioned before, and that's pretty much it for the illustration itself. Apart from the cluster of the larger flowers, I also created a little cluster on the vine of something that looks again like little seed pods or some sort of flowers, and I will give some more detail to them in a minute just by doodling and also repeating this doodle that I'm doing right here in the center of the flowers. I really like the look of it, so I will add a few of those into those seed pods as well. So I have to think now of what colors to use for the upcoming illustrations, because this is the last one that I had done a couple of days ago, as I do them up front a little bit, and now I need to draw the new ones. And yesterday I was planning to do it, but I had to rest and didn't get any work done, and then today as well in the morning I had to do a few other things. So yeah, I will try to attempt to film a couple of them today after this voiceover. So I'm just thinking ahead of what colors I might use. I've been watching Irit's videos every day, and the last one she did was with blue watercolors, and naturally I don't use much blue, so I don't know, I'll maybe I'll give it a go, something like a Mayan blue. Alright, so here I'm pulling out my colors, and yeah, the decision was made already that I will go into the same color palette. For the green I have just used Prussian green by Daniel Smith, and for this beautiful muted gold green I used a QoR Green Gold. As for the orange one, I decided to go for the Quinacridon, a deep gold, also by Daniel Smith. It's a beautiful earthy orange, so if you want an orange that's more natural and is not too bright, then that's a beautiful orange, and they sit very well together because the green is more of has that turquoise look to it, but it's actually on this paper comes out a lot more turquoisey than on the swatch card that I have in the watercolor palette. So yeah, so therefore the orange, the browny orange with this turquoisey, they complement each other and therefore make each other kind of even more vivid next to each other. How many times did I say each other there? Alright, so there I am, and the gold will be added to it as well, so just adding one extra color in this illustration and doing what I have been doing so far, which is adding a bit of that darker color on one side and then with a clean brush just touching the dry paper, and then also with the tip of the brush gently touching where the concentration of the color was placed first. So that means that the color will then move and flow into that water that you just placed and create a subtle transition, and then you can play with dimensions by adding more concentrated mixes in certain areas, like I've done there on the sides, to create a spherical shape to them, to suggest shadow and a rounded shape. So here I'm going into the beautiful green gold, and those two colors sit beautifully together, also very complementary. And keeping it nice and simple, I will make the green gold blend a little bit into the Prussian green in this case, but before that I haven't done much of the mixing. If you noticed, I picked colors and used them as they come from the pan, but of course you can mix them as well. It just I wanted to have a simple color palette where you could see the colors separately, but of course if you pick colors that work beautifully together when mixing and don't create mud, then in that case it would be a nice addition to have that color mix on paper. So that's it. I'm just adding a little bit more of the green gold there. With the pots I kept it nice and simple, just a touch of color, which is you know, it's supposed to add rather than be a focal point, so it's supposed to enhance the Prussian green. Later on you will see me add a bit of this color to the Prussian green as well, so it will blend in a little bit, and that is just to connect the flowers together. So here I'm firstly adding the gold, and I think right at the end I will decide to add the quinacridone, what was it again, deep gold, that's it. So I will add it later on, and that will really nicely balance the illustration all together. So that's it. I will leave you to enjoy the close-ups. Wish me luck for filming the upcoming illustrations, and I will see you hopefully in the next ones. See you tomorrow.